And my income was like here, and then we moved. It was just like bam. It was wild as hell. It just jumped, dude. It just
Your
jumped.
brain had to look for new opportunities, new ways. You were
Right.
naturally going to follow up with the clients instead of
Yeah.
being comfortable. It just more cylinders were firing off to have to make it work. Absolutely.
Yeah. I got
Yeah.
this like little theory on that, dude. I'm like, okay, so one or two things are going to happen. We're gonna figure it out, or we're gonna die. And I haven't died yet, so we're just gonna fucking figure it out. And we just figured it out. So watch this. You're gonna love this story, dude. Um, you go back to like 2016, and I'm like making a living. I have my own business. I know how to sell because I learned from Grant. I'm on the internet. I'm talking about being successful and be positive, and there's no limitation, and in everything you want to be, you could be. I'm just talking all that shit on the internet.
Yeah.
One of my clients in LA, Alex, he's like, bro, I'm gonna be in San Diego. I'll be in San Diego this weekend. I want to come by, give you a big hug, check out the crib, and I want to meet your family. I was like, okay, cool. So he hits me up on he's in town. He's like, hey dude, what's your address? I'm gonna come by. I was like, no, just let's meet me at the office. He's like, no, bro, I gotta meet your wife. I was like, no, now's not a good time. House is dirty. He's like, no, don't, dude, stop, man. I don't give a shit about that, dude. Like, come on, let's meet. I've been talking to this cat for like a year almost. He's like, let's meet. The point was, dude, I was talking about being successful and being great and flexing and doing all this cool shit. And I was living in a $1,200 2-bedroom small apartment which is fine if you have one, but it didn't reflect the words I was speaking. Like I'm talking to Alex, like, yeah, man, we're killing it, man. We're crushing it, bro. Record breaking month. And I got this old ass little rinky dink apartment in like, I was embarrassed, bro. This is recently. This is 2017. It's not that long ago.
So you felt incongruent.
Yeah, man. Exactly. Incongruent.
Mm-hmm.
So I ultimately said no. I was like, there's no way. Meet me at the office. I had an office down the street, which wasn't shit either.
Yeah.
So that hit me hard, man. I told my wife the situation. I said, hey, listen, Alex wanted to come visit. I didn't let him visit because I was embarrassed how we're living. And that's not cool. Like, I don't agree with it. Like, how the hell could I be saying all this stuff and, positivity and success. And I'm embarrassed to invite people to my home. It don't make no sense. I was like, dude, this will never happen again. Let's move to a nice place. Let's move to a place that we can afford. Let's move to a place that we can be proud of. Even at the time, though, Omar, we could still kind of afford it at the time. Okay, I have like
it was a stretch though. Like you were stretching yourself.
Yeah, it's like a $4,000 apartment where I wanted to move.
Yeah.
So I told my wife, I said, listen, this is gonna be like 3 times the rent, damn near. No, actually, yeah, it's gonna be 3 times the rent, 1,200 to like 4,000. And I'm gonna work harder than I've ever worked. I'm gonna produce more money than I've ever have. I just want your blessing. She gave me no resistance. She's like, you can do it. I was like, done. She's like, yeah. So Omar, I know we're gonna talk about some of my ideas and philosophies,
right?
But sometimes it's not really like this. Sometimes it's like fuck jump. Sometimes it's like just jump and you just level up.
Right. The leapfrog theory. Yep.
Okay. Is that what they call it? The leapfrog theory?
Yeah, they call it the leapfrog theory. I had a mentor one time, and I was telling him I was stuck, at an income level, and I was like, man, how do I get to the next level of my income? And he told me go lease a car you can't afford.
No shit. That's the same thing I just told you.
Yeah. And he was like, because if you do that, now you have to do it, and now you feel good doing it.
Right.
So now instead of being in, whatever the car and whatever the vehicle, I mean, for people listening, it doesn't matter, whatever the thing is for you, the apartment, the car, something else, whatever.
Right.
Because then now you're locked in. Say you do a 3-year lease on a car that you could really afford. Now you're like, dang, now you when you're in the car driving, you feel good, you want to do good. Now you have to make that payment, as opposed to being comfortable, being in like the cheapest thing possible, the cheapest this, because then your mind doesn't have to. It just wants to, and it's hard to strive out of comfort. It's better to strive out of when you have a reason to, when you have a compelling reason to stretch, as opposed to just, I want to make money for the sake of making money. When there's a reason and there's a consequence, you do it.
Yeah. That was my first year. So we're doing about 50K a month, but I wasn't making that kind of money, dude. I was like making a living for sure. But after I did that, man, that's when my paper started to stack up.
So did you notice the pressure actually make you like, holy shit, like, we got to really produce now.
Bro, it was the next day. Like we moved and I was different. Like we moved and my income was like here, and then we moved. It was just like bam. It was wild as hell. It just jumped, dude. It just jumped.
Your brain had to look for new opportunities, new ways. You were naturally going to follow up with the clients instead of being comfortable. It just more cylinders were firing off to have to make it work. Absolutely.
Yeah, I got this like little theory on that, dude. I'm like, okay, so one of two things are going to happen. We're gonna figure it out, or we're gonna die. And I haven't died yet, so we're just gonna fucking figure it out. And we just figured it out. So it was that kind of talking to my boy Nick Pena. That situation happened, and it did something for me. I want to tell you a quick story on that, real. It's not really my story, but we're at my bigger office now. This is recently, year and a half ago. There's some big internet marketer at my office. This dude's doing like $1 million a month, and he's hanging out. He wants to see all the action because it's like webinar week at my office, and I bring him as my boy, and he brings his crew. They roll up in the Maybach, and he has his whole entourage. They're like 10 deep. So we go out to the steakhouse. We go to Black Angus down the street, and all the bosses are on the one end of the table. So it's me, it's this dude, it's like one of my inner circle students, and somehow this young kid like makes his way over there. He got to hang out with the bosses, right?
Right.
So watch. I think you're gonna like this. I hear everybody, making their orders. She comes up to him. She's like, "What would you like?" The dude's like, "Well, how much is the sirloin?" No. How much is the ribeye? She's like, $28.99. He's like, "Okay, how much is the sirloin?" And she's like, "Oh, it's $14.99. He's like, "Okay, I'll take the sirloin." Okay. So I'm like super keen on it. I'm just super keen on it. So she goes off and orders. And I'm like, "Hey," I already know the answer. I'm like, "Hey, man, why did you order the sirloin?" He's like, "Huh?" I was like, "Why did you order the sirloin?" He's like, "Oh, because the ribeye is $28.99. I was like, okay, I got you. That makes sense, man. Let me ask you a question. So the other cat I brought as a guest, he's just like listening. He's like, "What is this Mike going to tell my assistant?" I said, "Hey, bro, let me ask you a question, dude. Are you a good person?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay, do you work hard?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "Okay." I was like, do you deserve like a steak? Like, do you think God put you here to say you can't have a steak, or you think you should have a steak? He's like, "No, I should have a steak." I was like, "Bro, listen, come here. I was like, dude, this fucking guy you roll with right here, he's a multimillionaire. Me, dude, I'm doing my thing too. This guy next to me, this dude's a multiple six-figure earner, my student." I was like, all these people here, man, all these 15 people, dude, you may never capture this moment again. And you just sat at the right area. I was like, bro, that $14 you're trying to save, that's going to be gone tomorrow. It's going to be gone tomorrow. But that $14, if you spend to have that great sirloin in this great moment, you'll have it forever, bro. So, you sure you want the sirloin? He's like, nah. He called the woman down. He's like, and he changed his order, right? So he changed his order. She brings out the ribeye with the mashed potatoes, beautiful, like big old steak, and she puts it on his plate, and I'm just watching him, and and he takes a cut, he takes a bite. I was like, "Bro, how was it?" "Best fucking steak ever." So the lesson really, Omar, is this, and I know we didn't get here yet, but it's like it's when you get the chicken sandwich because it's cheaper, or you just settle on the cheap apartment, or you can buy the white shoes and the black ones, but the white ones are a little bit cheaper because they're less in demand. You can save $30. When you're doing that, dude, you want to be successful, you're fucking yourself. That's what I found. And that was the counter-intention thing that my boy Nick was talking about. That's literally one of the things that changed my life.
Thank you so much for enjoying this video. And if you found this content valuable, uplifting, and inspiring to take your life and your business to the next level, then I have some exciting news for you. Because the Passionate Few Academy officially launched our brand new on-demand training that you can access absolutely free at www.tpfacademy.com. Right there, you'll learn the #1 way to grow your personal brand or business brand online fast. The same way I've learned from interviewing some of the most successful people on the planet right here on the show who've done exactly that. So again, don't forget to check it out, www.tpfacademy.com. I promise you'll be blown away. And also, don't forget, there's 3 ways you can connect with me further. #1, you can text me absolutely free at the number on the screen right now and send me your most pressing life, business, or branding question, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. #2, If you'd like to be interviewed on the show, you can actually apply right now in the description below and apply to share your incredible story, brand, or business right here with an audience of potentially millions of people, the same way we've helped experts, entrepreneurs, and authors just like you. And don't forget, that opportunity comes with the ability to partner with us and help feed 1 million people through our partnership with Feeding America. Again, you can click the link in the description below titled Interview Application to find out more. And last but not least, number 3, if you'd like to get consulting from our team and work with you to help you grow your personal brand or business brand, no matter what industry you're in, we can do that by simply filling out the questionnaire in the description below titled Consulting Application. And if our team thinks that you'd be a great fit, who knows, you may just be invited to work with us to help you take your business to the next level. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for enjoying this video. Make sure to smash that subscribe button, turn on post notifications so you never miss an episode. And until next time, live strong, live with passion, and I'll see you in the next inspiring video.